Alrighty, folks. We are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, ready to bring you guys tonight's one moment, getting the timing scoring up there. Ready to bring you guys tonight's Frisch Signs 150. It was originally scheduled to be Twin 100s here tonight. Change of plans. And now it will be a 150 lapper. Field underway in the last chance qualifier. MJ Wilcott currently holds the top spot. Let's look at the practice results, or sorry, the qualifying results rather, just real quick. We've only got 3 cars on the racetrack. In a very close field, Riley Stenjum beating Derek Kraus by 1/1000th of a second. And you can see it on back. A very close top 20. We look a little bit further back. I think Jason Hack, the first driver to not transfer straight to tonight's A feature. We did only have 23 cars qualify, so we'll see how many they take. I believe it is 4, which will be a 24-car field. Last time we raced, it was at the Thompson Speedway, which was a pretty fun race last week. Derek Kraus picked up the victory. There was 8 caution flags in that 150 lap affair. 14 cars finished on the lead lap. The top 3 was Derek Kraus, Tristan Swanson, and Joe Schaefer Jr. onto the podium. The number 6 machine. Looking at the point standings, Tristan Swanson leads Riley Stenjum and Trent Smith, but not by much, only 23 points ahead of Riley Stenjum. And then Trent Smith just 2 points behind Stenjum, so a very close top 3. We reach the halfway point in the season. Tonight going to be a fun race, a different track than what we've seen so far this season. MJ Wilcott in the 109. Currently taking the checkered flag in the last chance qualifier. All 3 of these drivers are going to advance into tonight's Frisch Signs 150. And it is time for the warm-up. These guys will have a couple minutes to get their final adjustments made. Not much they can really do with it being a fixed setup, but they can change things with the brake bias and a couple steering adjustments available as well. I'm going to share this this video on Facebook, try and get more fans for these drivers. You guys do the same as well. If you enjoy watching the WD Broadcasting Network, hit that red subscribe button to never miss the next iRacing stream. We stream 4 nights a week. Did take this Sunday off. No only short tracks this week, but it was good to have a breather on Sunday night. Get some extra practice in for some of the super late model races that I do throughout the week. Let's look at the qualifying results one more time. I believe the invert is an 8. So that will put Trent Smith on the pole in the number 3 machine. But just looking at the field, it's going to be very close up front. It's going to be really anybody's game, too. A lot of things can happen here at Hickory. A quarter mile Very fast racetrack. You can see the lap times 11.38. So the laps are going to go by quick. We'll look at the Slinger Speedway. I don't think it has the map there for you guys, but 79 degrees on track. It's not that hot out there this evening, but it's definitely going to be a tough racetrack. You really have to get in a rhythm. I'm curious to see how the top side's going to do here tonight. I think early on it's going to be a fight for the bottom, but I think later in the race we'll start to see that outside lane play a factor. Last week's winner, Derek Kraus, bends down to the bottom there. But we'll get the tower up on the left side of our screen. Make sure everybody has the right look before we kick things off. All right, we should be all ready to go. 150 laps. It's going to go by fast if they get green flag laps in, but even under caution, 150 laps here is going to be a quick one. Going to be about track position and making ground on the restarts all night long. So far this season, the least amount of cautions we've seen was last week at Thompson with 8. You guys can play in the chat below, have a higher or lower contest. Will we have higher or lower than 8 cautions here tonight at Slinger? Put your predictions down in the chat as we finish up the warm-up. Looking over at the schedule, coming up next week, we have the South Boston Speed Screen 200. Going to be a fun one. South Boston in the late model stocks puts on a very good show. And then Kern, the Weiland Raceway 150, or Wiley Raceway 150, I should say. The final race before the playoffs. And we'll reset the top 10. Have Myrtle Beach, Iowa, and 5 flags to round out the season. I guess I skipped past New Smyrna. New Smyrna is actually next week. That will be January 26th. I forgot the dates were back a week. New Smyrna, another fun track in the late model stocks. Track position going to mean a lot there next week, I'm assuming. Get our other camera down in 3 and 4. A lot of banking here at Slinger. You really feel like you're driving down into the corner when you're running the right line. You can see Kraus in the 9 machine kind of enter up to the up on the top side, but really drive straight down to the bottom. That's the fast way around here at Slinger. The warm-up is finished up. We are ready to roll for 150 laps in the Frisch Signs 150. Let's meet our starting lineup. The invert is going to be an 8 from our qualifying times. So Trent Smith going to bring us to the green in the number 3 machine. To his outside, it will be Ryan Honeycutt in the 128. Starting from the 3rd spot here tonight, it is Brett McCoy in the 1. He'll have Scotty Gardner in the 22 to his outside. Row number 3 on the inside is Eric White in the 06, and then the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. going to start to his outside in the 6th spot. Derek Kraus, last week's winner, going to roll off from the 7th position in the 9 machine. To his outside, it's going to be the 77 of Riley Stenjum, your fast qualifier here tonight. Ty Fredrickson in the 36 machine, going to roll off from the 9th spot. Rounding out your top 10 starters, it's going to be Eddie Dabrowski in the 029. Tristan Swanson, your points leader, going to roll off from the 11th spot here this evening. And he'll have Anthony Danta in the 51 starting from the 12th spot to his outside. Rest of your starting grid back behind. Danny Mann in the 13 machine. In the 010 machine, going to start from the 13th spot. We'll have Brian Tedeschi in the 129, starting 14th is outside. Rob Nelson in the 199, going to start 15th, next to Michael Ostick in the 18, starting 16th. Dylan Roberts in the 78, going to start next to Alex Papini in the 39. Corey Rogers will start next to Carter Stark. MJ Wilcott, Will Vess, Jason Hack, and Jeff Rogers going to round out your field. Your field makes their way down into turns 3 and 4. A couple drivers did drop to the rear. As the green flag flies, we are underway here in the Frisch Signs 150 at Slinger. Down through turns 1 and 2 they go. Brett McCoy leads the field through turns 3 and 4, and he'll lead them back across to lead lap number 1. Out back, a couple cars sliding down into the grass. I don't think the caution flag is going to fly there. As Brett McCoy out front takes the early race lead. He's got a half-second lead over Ryan Honeycutt in the 28 machine. Meanwhile, back behind him, Ty Fredrickson in the 36 to the inside of Joe Schaefer Jr. The red look on that machine here this week for Schaefer. We work lap number 5. Fredrickson on the inside lane. You can see him trying to get that run, but Schaefer able to hold his ground on the top. Gets that run up off the outside groove. Down into turns 1 and 2. Battle for the second spot. Eric White going to take the second position. He'll try to track down your race leader, Scotty Gardner. Your race leader, Brett McCoy. Scotty Gardner takes the third spot away from Ryan Honeycutt. Oh, in trouble back behind. I didn't quite see what happened there. Corey Rogers comes to a stop on the exit of turn number 4 in the 17 machine. He's running in the 15th spot. We'll look at it one more time. Kraus looked 3 wide to the bottom. Ostick took that spot away, and then we'll see what happened out of turn number 4. Oh, maybe something broke on the 17 machine. I did not see what exactly happened. Let's look one more time on board with Rogers, see if we can't get a better view of how it happened. It looked like just got tight off of 4. Almost like the wheel disconnected, or I don't know what happened there. I don't know if there was contact down low or not. Let's try and look at it from the drone here. See if we can't get a better view. There's the contact in 1. And then back through turns 3 and 4. It looked like he tried to cut down and then just never got the car back rotated. So tough break for Corey Rogers as the field comes back to green. Caution flags go quick here. And we're back racing. Brett McCoy leads them down into turns 1 and 2, but a little bit of a stack up on the back straightaway. Scotty Gardner takes a peek inside. Battle for the race lead. Brett McCoy going to hold him off for now. They're 2 by 2 back behind him. Gardner on the inside of Eric White, trying to take over the second spot. A couple cars making contact off of 4. That was Dylan Roberts and Michael Ostick. They get it sorted out through 1 and 2. But back up front, Scotty Gardner trying to hang on to the third spot as he's got cars looking both directions. Everybody making contact on the back straightaway. Ty Fredrickson and Tristan Swanson came together. Everybody had to get out of the throttle there. It is very tight here at Hickory. We ride on board with Riley Stenjum, your fast qualifier, up to the 6th spot. Trying to work his way forward, only 20 laps in. He gets by Tristan Swanson there in the 91 machine, your top 6. Oh, contact behind. Ty Fredrickson got tagged, and I think that's actually Anthony Dantas sitting sideways and turned around on the exit of 4. We'll have to go back and look at what happened. Danta in the 51 went around off of 4. I'm going to look back one lap here and kind of see what happened. I thought I saw Ty Fredrickson in the 36 get tagged. Oh, it was actually Brian Tedeschi in the 129. And then Danta was spun around after the fact. So under caution for the second time here this evening. Brett McCoy still your race leader as they come back to the 1 to go signal. The field doubles up behind the pace car. We are 25 laps in. Out of 150. Like I said, laps are going to go by fast as the green flag comes out. Brett McCoy gets a good jump on the number 6 of Eric White, and he will lead down into turns 1 and 2. McCoy leads into 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Scotty Gardner once again looking to the inside of Eric White for the 2nd position. He's got Ryan Honeycutt and Joe Schaefer in his rear view mirror. Looks like White going to hold off on that outside lane, and we've got trouble out back. Once again, Alex Papini in the 39 machine goes for a slide. He's facing the wrong direction. On the backstretch, we'll see what happened. Let's look one more time. Danny Mann in front of him right there in the 10 machine. Looked like there was contact off of 2, and I think Carter Stark in the 92 got into the back bumper of Papini, just didn't quite have enough time to check up there. This is on board with Stark in the 92 machine. You can see the contact right there. Kind of checked up, or Papini kind of checked up right in front of the 92. Nowhere really for Carter to go. You can see the damage on the front end of that car. Man, it pushed it in right in the center. But if anything, it kind of flattened off the front bumper of that race car. We'll see if it becomes useful later on in this one. We get ready to send them back green. Brett McCoy, Eric White through the restart zone one more time. We're back racing 32 laps in. Scotty Gardner going to jump good in the 3rd spot. He'll take 2nd away from Eric White. White still going to keep his nose out there, but Gardner going to clear down into turns 1 and 2. Ryan Honeycutt to the inside of Eric White for the 3rd position. Oh, contact off of 4. Honeycutt's going to take that spot away. Eric White loses a couple positions on the top, and he's going to make more contact and lose more ground. Eric White back to the 11th spot. Make it 12th off of 4. It was going well for the 6 machine, and then got shuffled to that outside lane. Just did not get a good enough run. We've got another one spinning out of 2. Brian Tedeschi once again collected in an incident. Look at it one more time. Looked like the 3 machine got tagged right there, and oh, Brian Tedeschi got spun checking up. I didn't see who that was that hit him after the fact. We'll look at that one more time. I think that may have been the 115 of Jason Hack. Go on board, you can see Tedeschi right there. Yeah, he got out of the throttle, just not enough time to react. And that sucks as a driver because you feel bad for the person in front of you that you just kind of plowed into. But at the same time, you did everything you could and made your best effort, so tough break. We'll see what they can do here when we send them back green. 4 caution flags here early on. Brett McCoy, Scotty Gardner going to bring us back to the green on lap number 40. McCoy gets a good jump, but Gardner in the 22 machine got a good jump on the outside and kept his nose out there, and McCoy goes around right in front of the field. Scotty Gardner in the 22 machine also collected. He comes to a stop in turn 3. Gets it back rolling, but damage on the front end of that race car. Another caution flag. You can see McCoy in the 1 machine try to come up, and he just barely clips the nose of Gardner in the 22, and then more of them wreck back behind. Try to get a better view. One of the drivers a little bit further back in the field. That was Joe Schaefer Jr.'s visual of it. Obviously did not get the best view. But yeah, tough break for Scotty Gardner. Brett McCoy, both of those drivers were right at the front. Brett McCoy actually had led every lap up to that point. Let's see what the new race leader Ryan Honeycutt can do here on this restart. Ty Fredrickson to his outside, and we're back racing here. 45 laps in at Slinger. Good jump for Honeycutt in the 28 machine. Ty Fredrickson going to get down into the 2nd spot behind him. Oh, Riley Stenjum making a little bit of contact with Tristan Swanson. 91 machine back to the 4th position. Move your fast qualifier Riley Stenjum up to 3rd. Back behind, Derek Kraus looking to the inside of Eddie Dabrowski in the 029. Looks like he's going to take that spot away down into 3. Meanwhile, Riley Stenjum up into the 2nd spot. He gets around Ty Fredrickson. Finally getting some green flag laps in here. Oh, and we may have jinxed it. One of the drivers spun to the inside. That was Dylan Roberts. I think we'll keep it going, though. He drove it off into the grass. And the field continues on. 51 laps in. You can see your field getting a little bit more spread out now. Definitely the most spread out we have seen them so far. A little bit further back, Jason Hack in the 115. Ooh, slides to the inside. He's going to have to slide back up. Nice job by Corey Rogers in the 17 machine to avoid Hack in the 115. Papini to the inside of Rogers. He'll take that spot. Rogers going to try to cross back over, but not going to be able to do so. We look back up front, 55 laps in. We are approaching halfway here, and as we get the green flag laps, that is when laps really start to disappear. When you're used to those caution flags at the beginning, when you get green flag laps like this, really changes things. As now, Ryan Honeycutt has a 77 machine in his rear view mirror. Your fast qualifier, Riley Stenjum. Stenjum does not have a win so far this season. He has a couple podium finishes, but has not went to victory lane just yet. Because now he's got Ty Fredrickson to his inside. Stenjum going to look to the outside for the race lead. Ryan Honeycutt in the 28, a little bit loose on the bottom. And now Stenjum going to try to drive that 77 up to the outside. Honeycutt uses up a little bit more of the bottom lane, trying to keep Stenjum held out. Stenjum's going to cross back over, down into turns 3 and 4. The 77 down low, Ryan Honeycutt up top, trying to hold that race lead. And Stenjum to the inside, goes around, down the back straightaway. Your fast qualifier bends to the inside lane. And that brings us back under caution for the 6th time he was battling for the race lead. And around goes Riley Stenjum. We'll look at it one more time. Here's another view. You saw these two battling hard. There was contact being made, and it looked like the 28 held him down off the corner, and the 77 went around after the contact. We'll see how it happened. Try a better view of this one from the drone. You can see the 28 trying to hold him tight. 77 was kind of pushing up the racetrack a little bit. And it was just enough contact to get that 77 machine loose enough to spin him all the way around. He's going to be back to the 12th spot here. We do still have 18 cars left on the lead lap. I think 20 cars still turning laps. We get ready to send them back green. Honeycutt goes nice and early once again. Tristan Swanson going to get a good jump in the 91. He'll be right back behind as he's going to try to drive up to the inside lane. Tristan Swanson in the 2nd spot, right behind Ryan Honeycutt. Derek Kraus in the 9 machine, last week's winner, trying to fight his way back to the front. And we've got a caution. Will Vess in the 71 machine spun around on the exit of turn number 2. See what happened here. This was exiting turn 2. This is the lap before. You can see Stenjum and Papini battling up in front of them. I think off the corner, just a little bit of contact from Dylan Roberts in the 78. Very easy to get into the back bumper of somebody, and unfortunately, with the way that these late model stocks are on iRacing, very easy to spin somebody all the way around, even with the slightest bit of contact, like you saw right there. So back under caution for the 7th time here tonight. You picked the over on last week's caution count. You're looking to cash your bets here soon. It was 8 last week. We're at 7 right now. We are 3 laps shy of halfway, so we'll see how the second half of this race goes. As Ryan Honeycutt continues to show the way. We've only had 2 race leaders at the front. We'll see if anybody can take that top spot away as Honeycutt gets another good jump, and he will lead the field back down into turns 1 and 2. Derek Kraus in the 9 machine. Oh, a little bit of contact. Ty Fredrickson in the 36 had to check up there. And he'll fall back to 4th. Derek Kraus in the 9 machine. Going to try to take back that 2nd spot. Kraus to the bottom. And a caution flag flies. Corey Rogers in the 17 is sitting the wrong way in turn number 1. We'll see how it happened. As things were getting spicy up at the front. Watch the 17, I think contact with the 39. I don't know if Rogers was loose and then there was contact, but contact nonetheless. We'll go on board with Rogers right here. Yeah, and I think it was definitely after that contact. See the 17 go around. That puts us under caution. For the 8th time, we've tied last week's caution count. We double up across the start-finish line. They'll get the 1-to-go signal here. No choose cone this week. The track a little bit too small to add that to the chaos of the restarts. But we'll see what happens here as they bring the field back through turns 3 and 4. And the green flag flies. We're back racing. Ryan Honeycutt, a little bit of a slide out of turn number 4 that time. That's going to leave the outside open for Tristan Swanson. And here comes Derek Kraus to the bottom. Kraus to the inside, trying to take the race lead. There's contact. Around goes the 9 machine of Derek Kraus. Derek Kraus and the 9 goes around in turn number 1. You saw Ryan Honeycutt in the 28 defensive down the back. That opened up the door to the inside for Derek Kraus, and there was a little contact on the exit. And around goes Kraus in the 9. See if we can't watch what happened one more time. You see Honeycutt go up the track right there. Kraus to the inside. I think just came up a little bit too much across the nose of Tristan Swanson. And Kraus going to go back to the 16th spot here. Look at it one more time. This is down the front straightaway. See the 9 machine come up the racetrack. That was a good look at it there. Nice job by everybody else in the field, though, to avoid the spinning Derek Kraus. But another caution flag. We have officially passed last week's caution count. We are at 9. So now the lights drop once again on the iRacing.com pace car. We'll try it 15 laps shy of the lap 100 mark. As we send him back through the restart zone. Better start from Ryan Honeycutt that time, but once again, Tristan Swanson gonna peek to the inside as they're wrecking back behind him down the back straightaway. Danny Mann in the 010 machine goes around, and that is going to bring out the caution. Honeycutt in the 28 comes back around. But I saw a bunch of cars down into 1, tangled up. Try and watch that one more time. We're just going to watch the restart back. I didn't see initially who had caused that, but we'll watch the 10 of Danny Mann. Oh, I think Stenjum shot to the bottom, and then Mann was just trying to get it gathered back up. Got tagged by everybody. Man. Not a good corner, or set of corners there for the 10 machine. Try and watch that one more time on board with the 10. There's contact there, and you can see the whole time just trying to save it. Oh. Man. Poor Danny Mann on the back straightaway there. Got tagged going into the corner by Riley Stenjum. I think Stenjum was just trying to get a little bit too much there. We'll re-rack them and restack them 91 laps in. 10th caution flag. Ryan Honeycutt still your race leader. Tristan Swanson in the 91 tried to time it up there. He gets a good jump on the outside lane, but can he hold the ground? Looks like Honeycutt will take the race lead. Meanwhile, Ty Fredrickson back to the inside. He wants the second spot back. Fredrickson in the 36 down low. Tristan Swanson up top. Swanson making that outside lane work. But as these two battle side by side, your race leader, Ryan Honeycutt, his gap grows to half a second out front. Riley Stenjum in the 77 underneath Carter Stark. There's contact right there. And meanwhile, back behind him, Eddie Dabrowski and Corey Rogers tangle off of turn number 4. I think Dabrowski in the 29, pulling that machine pit side. You saw the contact between the 77 of Stenjum right there on the left side of your screen. Kind of gets into Stark a little bit. And then I think Corey Rogers in the 17 just did not get enough time to check up on the exit of turn number 4. Look at it one more time on board with Corey Rogers in the 17. It did not really ever come out of the throttle there off of 4 that time. Back under yellow, 11th caution flag. A couple drivers have brought their machines pit side. We do still have, I believe, 16 cars on the lead lap. We'll go back racing here. With 50 laps to go. Ryan Honeycutt gets a good jump down into turns 1 and 2. Ty Fredrickson going to take the second spot away. Riley Stenjum back to third, 3 wide. We've got one spinning in the grass back behind. I think that was Eric White in the 6 machine. He reset the car, so we will continue racing green as Tristan Swanson gets tagged in the 91. Riley Stenjum involved. Brent Smith right there turned around. That's Rob Nelson as well in the 91. And the caution back out. Swanson turned around the wrong way on the exit of 4. Look back at it one more time. I didn't get a good look at it when it initially happened. That was Carter Stark to the inside in the 92. Looked like going into the corner. The 77 of Stenjum actually was the one that made the contact. Swanson with damage on the front bumper. Not what your points leader wanted to see coming into tonight's race. He'd been very consistent all season long. Fortunately, broke that streak here this evening. Look at it one more time on board. We'll try it again. Actually, we got the 1-to-go signal here, so let's prepare to go back racing with 45 laps to go. We're inside of the final 50. Laps are going to drop quickly now as Ryan Honeycutt brings them back to green. Next to Derek Kraus, Ty Fredrickson gets a good jump from third. Down the back straightaway they go. Honeycutt takes the lead. Ty Fredrickson underneath Derek Kraus. Kraus on the outside lane trying to hang on for third. That's Carter Stark in the 92 machine to his inside, and there's contact there for third as Kraus tries to shut the door on Carter Stark. Ryan Honeycutt in the 28, your race leader with 40 laps to go. Trying to hold off Ty Fredrickson. Fredrickson in the 36 just set his fastest lap of the race as we've got another caution flag. I believe Danny Mann in the 010 may have had trouble there. Watch one more time what happened. 10 machine down the backstretch. There was contact right there, and then I think more contact. Oh, looked like the 115 of Jason Hack. Not very happy. It looked like down into 3. We'll watch on board. This is on board with the 115. Yeah, I think not quite happy there with what happened, and yeah, you can hear a little bit of the throttle pedal there. And that puts us under caution for the 13th time. The record this season is 15, and that was at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Got 2 more, and we'll break that. You can bet on whether or not it's going to happen. We'll see how it transpires as the green comes back out. Ryan Honeycutt leads the field back to green. And we're back racing. Derek Krause from the outside lane gets a good jump. He's going to try to hold on to that second spot. But Ty Fredrickson right there on the bottom, taking that spot away as we've got cars tangled up in turns 1 and 2. That was Dylan Roberts in the 78 machine. Went for a ride on the exit. One more caution flag. 78 of Roberts made contact with Danta, and then down into 1. I think there was more after the fact. Got tagged by Tedeschi. Man, the 78 machine got hit by a lot of cars that corner. I think he called it a night after that. We'll try and ride on board with the driver of the number 78, Dylan Roberts. Here's what he saw. You can see the spin right there. Did a good job saving it. Tried to give room down to the bottom. Got tagged there, and then bam! Straight into the tire barrier. Not a whole lot he could have done differently. You can see that car down pit road. Calling it a night, most likely, is Dylan Roberts. Field back behind the iRacing.com pace car, and it pulls to the bottom side. We'll send them back green. Just under 30 laps to go. And Ryan Honeycutt gets another good jump there. And Ty Fredrickson gets turned for second. Somehow we stay green. Everybody shuffled up there. Carter Stark going to take over the second spot. 27 laps to go. Derek Krause up into third. Ty Fredrickson all the way back to the 7th spot after that restart. You saw the contact down into 1. Everybody went all over the back straightaway to try and avoid. Was able to keep it green somehow. Now Derek Krause looking to the inside for the 2nd spot here. Krause in the 9 down low. Took that spot away. Is there enough time for Derek Krause to try and track down Ryan Honeycutt? We've got 23 laps remaining. The field a little bit spread out now. We got some laps in after this restart, or that most recent restart. "21 laps to go for Ryan Honeycutt. Meanwhile, back behind him, Riley Stengham moves to the inside of Corey Rogers. That is for the 4th spot on the racetrack. Ty Fredrickson going to go around as well. Move Fredrickson back up into the top 5. Meanwhile, up front, 18 laps to go this time for Ryan Honeycutt, and he has got a mirror full of Derek Kraus. Kraus in the 9 machine, looking inside, trying to cross him over to go back to the outside. He has won the last 2 races here in the Winter Challenge Series. Kraus trying to make it 3 in a row. Oh, and there's contact with Honeycutt. Honeycutt saves it in the 28 machine, and the caution flag flies right after Derek Kraus takes that spot away. We'll see how Doring calls that one. But Scotty Gardner, I believe it was, in the 22 machine may have crashed. Just to the inside of Trent Smith. And Smith, oh, had enough right there, I think, of the 22. And Gardner went straight up into the outside wall. Try and look one more time at what happened. You can see a little contact down into 3 and 4. Then the 3 machine definitely made contact right there. So up front, race control says Kraus had the lead when the caution came out. That's how iRacing scores the leaders. It's right at the time of caution. The field's frozen exactly where they are. And Kraus deemed the race leader. Let's see what he can do on this restart. Ryan Honeycutt trying to get ahead as much as he can, but Kraus gets a good jump on the bottom lane, and he will take the lead down into turns 1 and 2. Honeycutt on the outside, trying to hang on for a second. But Carter Stark going to take that spot away. 10 laps to go, and Ty Fredrickson goes around on the exit of turn number 2. 16th caution flag. Fredrickson in the 36 machine goes around. Didn't quite see if he got tagged by somebody or what exactly happened there. But let's look at it one more time. Under caution for the 16th time this evening. We'll look at it from the top right here, the 36. This is the lap before. You can see Stark and Honeycutt battling for the 2nd spot. And then I think the 36 just got down on the apron right there. You saw the left side kind of hop up in the air a little bit. And as soon as that happened, around went Ty Fredrickson. So 16th caution flag this evening. Ryan Honeycutt and Derek Kraus going to bring us back to the green one more time here. At 28, going to try to get a good jump from the outside lane. Little contact that time, and oh, Honeycutt goes for a spin, and they all wreck down into turns 1 and 2. Big time contact. Carter Stark upside down. And it all did not look very good from the launch. Out of 4, there was contact in the front row, and then it transferred right to row number 2, and you could see what happened down into 1. Watch it one more time. Watch the 28 machine kind of cut down a little bit, and as soon as that happened, there was contact there, and then it all went away. I think what initially caused the contact, or the 28 to go around down the front stretch, was Stenjum got into the back bumper there. Riding on board here with Riley Stenjum. And that 28 machine just, I don't know if he was loose right there or what happened. You could see as soon as the 77 made contact, he got hit from behind. Just a huge checkup down into turns 1 and 2. Which puts us under yellow for the 17th time here tonight, and that will set us up for a green-white checkered finish. Derek Kraus and Anthony Danta going to roll off on the front row. And the green flag will fly. We're back underway. That was Jason Hack in the 115. Spun down to the bottom right when they came back to the green. So we'll get the white flag final time around here at Slinger. Derek Kraus going to take the lead down the back stretches. Oh, Carter Stark in the 92. Came across the track. Derek Kraus going to win. And everybody driving back across. Carter Stark in the 92. Not a professional move there. Drove it back across the racetrack. Right in front of your field behind Derek Kraus. The Kraus passed by. Anthony Danta was able to pass by in the second spot. Everybody back behind. Same cannot be said. We're going to grab a word from our winner here tonight. See if we can't find Derek Kraus up in the broadcast booth.
I got you. You got me? I mean, yeah, I led most of it, but Kraus was a little bit better than me. He got to me, he kind of got into me because it's hard to pass. But then after that, I don't know if I don't know if just all his friends know when he was going or what, but I just kept getting jacked up and got wrecked and never even had a shot to race him again after that. Just annoying. Like every time that me and my buddies were 1 and 2, we didn't jack them up or anything. We just started 1 and 3 and ran the race. But I guess whatever game you want to play, you want to play. So just glad that's over. That was annoying.
Yeah, definitely a long race here tonight. We went only one green white checkered. I was kind of shocked that we got it done in that one attempt. They tried to wreck them and bring us under yellow one more time, but they refrained, thankfully. But still, good third place run for you here tonight when it was all said and done. Who do you have to thank for podium?
I'm sorry. What was that? They were talking to me in the in the race session.
No, you're good. Who do you have to thank for third place finish here this evening?
Just my grandpa for watching and my girlfriend for watching, and then they had to waste their time watching it. That was pretty pitiful.
Yeah, definitely not the prettiest race we put on this season, but nonetheless, third place finish here tonight. Congratulations to you, Ryan. Hopefully, we can have some better results next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll talk to Derek Kraus up in the broadcast booth. Derek Kraus, winner here tonight at Slinger. You got a copy up in the booth.
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, winner here this evening. You came from the rear. I don't know what they said I don't know what they sent you to the rear for. I don't know what the reasoning was, but came from the rear here this evening after qualifying P2 and drove it back up to the front. It was a chaotic race. There was, I think, 17 cautions when it was all said and done. But Nine Machine definitely had a pretty fast race car here tonight. 3 in a row. How do you feel?
Feel good. Yeah, I think just this racetrack in general with the line that people run with the big arc, it's very easy to get underneath somebody, and then when they think that they can come down, they can just come down. So, I don't know. It's a fun racetrack if everybody can race it clean and race it good, but um, it was definitely a hectic night, but we always enjoy coming to Slinger, especially on iRacing and real life. So it's cool to get 3 in a row, and hopefully it stands.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run for the 9. Eventful and chaotic, I think, were the two words to describe it best here this evening. But 3 in a row, who do you have to thank for just consistency week in, week out?
Just obviously Brett and everybody that works really hard with this league. They do a really good job for racing as much as we do with racing every Monday night. They do a really good job of making sure everything's right and policing everything. And then also you guys too for broadcasting. It's a lot of work to broadcast these races and making sure they look professional as possible. And you guys do a really good job with that. So thanks to you guys, and thanks to everyone that races it and puts their stuff on, and it's always a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well, next week we have New Smyrna and the TS Heating and Cooling 150. Can you make it 4 in a row? What are your thoughts going into a track that we've had a couple laps at before?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just obviously going to be just surviving and making sure there at the end. I'll have to start in the back again, so just being patient and making sure I can get to the front when it counts. So looking forward to that race, and we'll see what we can do.
All right, well, congratulations to you one more time, Derek, on your 3rd win in a row. And it was cool that it was at Slinger.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for putting this on.
Yes, sir. All right, that was your winner, Derek Kraus. I'm going to go through our final finishing results one more time. I realize that my mic was muted the first time I did it, so we'll run through this time so you guys can hear it. Your winner, we just talked to him, Derek Kraus, in the number 9 machine. Anthony Danta came home 2nd in the 51. Brian Honeycutt third in the number 128. Fourth spot was Corey Rogers in the 17. Trent Smith fifth in the number 3. Brian Tedeschi sixth. Riley Stengham seventh. Jason Hack comes home eighth. And for some reason, our results screen just went off right there. I think the race session may have kicked me out, so we'll run through the rest of the finishing results off screen. Riley Stengham, Jason Hack, Danny Mann, Will Vess, Rob Nelson, Brett McCoy, Carter Stark, Tristan Swanson, Ty Fredrickson, Eddie Dabrowski, Dylan Roberts, Eric White, Alex Papini, Scotty Gardner, Michael Ostiek, Joe Schaefer Jr., and I think that rounds out our 22-car field. And that's going to do it for us here tonight at the Slinger Speedway. A fun race, but a very hectic race. A lot of caution flags here tonight. Hopefully we can clean it up next week at the new Smyrna Speedway. But thank you guys for watching. Until tomorrow with the Leave the Pack Super Series, I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from the WD Broadcasting Network. See you guys tomorrow night. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out.